Canada.
That's like some of the states where you have to go to, like, they call them packaging stores, right? It's the only place you can get liquor. They're state owned liquor stores, and
And they
those are the
suck,
only
probably.
people. Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. I think I've only ever been, I think like Pennsylvania is like the only state I've ever been to that actually does that. But like, yeah, it's like they're like state owned liquor stores, and that's the only place you can buy liquor in the state. And it's like the most retarded. That's like the most antithetical to fucking capitalism that I've ever, or, you know, free market system that I've ever seen. You can only get your booze from the state. Fuck you. What the hell?
That's an absolute fuck you. And also, they already tried that before in America. Prohibition didn't really work out that fucking great. Last
Right.
I checked, they just made bathtub moonshine, and more people probably got hurt from bathtub moonshine. However, to also play devil's advocate, prohibition was just also came about during a time when all the wives were getting pissed off about the dads spending all the drinking money, spending all the
Yeah.
money on drinking. So it's a
Yeah.
good and bad. They didn't do it the right way, but it at least caused enough awareness to maybe curb that shit. I don't know.
Well, and the worst part is, it's like you think we would have learned our lesson, because all that did was cause, I mean, that literally created the mob. You know what I mean? Like, that's what gave them power, was prohibition, you know? And it's like, oh, wow, I wonder why the cartels have all these power. Boy, I wonder what we did, what we made illegal to give the cartels all this power for something that people want. Huh.
Mhm.
You'd think we would have learned our lesson 80 years ago. Nope,
It-
just as retarded then as we are now. Or just
In
as
all
retarded now as
honesty,
we are
it probably
then.
a better way to combat it if it was just to go over and help spouses was to just enact a certain law to go over and say if he goes over and spends all the money on drinking, you can get compensated and have a very clear divorce, and then that would or something like that. Maybe I'm just crazy.
That's
I
probably
don't
a
know
little
how
more
to
crazy
solve
stuff.
the problem of that occurring in that time period.
There isn't a way to solve the problem ever. There hasn't been a way to solve the problem since the freaking flood. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. It's like people, like the culture has to enforce that kind of thing. There is no law that's going to enforce that. There's a great example. We did the story of Josiah, the story of Josiah in the Old Testament a couple of weeks ago. And Josiah was born.
I like that book.
He was right. He was born in a time where everybody was worshiping all of the idols. Everybody was like having all their orgies. Everybody was like doing all of the worst, most derogatory things like ever. You know what I mean? Like the most sinful of sinful that you could have done, they were all doing. And so Josiah goes, oh shit, this isn't how we're supposed to be living. We're violating all of God's laws. So like him and the boys go like straight John Wick style and like go in and like they straight up like take the priests and like sacrifice them on like their own altars and like, oh, you want to worship these gods? Let's see how powerful they are. I'm going to sacrifice you on your own altar. And like just destroyed everything, like tore down all the maypoles, like just like wasted all of the pagan shit in like all of Israel, right? Mm-hmm. And what happens is it's government coming down and forcing all of this on the culture. What happens as soon as he's dead, his kids are worse than his father was, than their grandfather was, which their grandfather was a bastard too. Josiah was the good one in between, and then his kids were even worse than his fucking grandfather was. You know, so it's like, once again, government enforcement doesn't work. You can't force a cultural change through law. It doesn't work. It didn't work back then. Why the hell would it work now?
That's so interesting for that. Like, I don't want to. What's the proper term? It's not story, is it? Or
what
for that? For that plotting.
I mean, for the plotting? What?
For that plot to occur, because that has happened with a lot of families where like grandpa's a dick, dad's a nice guy, and then dad's kids become dicks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's part of human nature. And so it's one of those things that's just one of the, I mean, there's a shit ton of lessons you can learn throughout that entire story, but it's like, that's just the one of many, you know what I mean? Once again, spank your children. You know what I mean? It's like, he clearly Josiah didn't whoop his kid's ass enough, you know?
There's some kids where you do have to spank them because it just, harsh words don't register at all. Mm-mm. I was one of those kids.
I believe, I met your dad. I believe that.
Oh man, I was mean. I was a mean kid. I was just like, whatever, I'll just do whatever I want. Like, the funniest moment was that of this occurring was at Thanksgiving. I was being a huge brat. I was like,
No, not you.
I was like 11 or something, and I felt very strongly about something, so I was just being really petty and mean and bratty and jerky until like my dad smacked me upside the head. And like an 11-year-old, you stop, you cry, and it's just really, really sad. And then after I was done crying and still doing dinner, I look over at my sister, who I was primarily being a brat to her. And I just smiled, and we both started laughing. The entire table started laughing because everyone knew I was being a jerk. And I knew I was being a jerk. And I just need to be reset.
That's what you got to do sometimes. That's what you got to do sometimes. It's absolutely what you got to do.
But only because, like, he didn't like to do stuff like that. So it was okay in our circumstance.
Well, and that makes it even better. And, it's one of those things. So boys and girls, everybody out there in the chat knows some things have never changed. Sunker was a brat when she was a kid. She's a brat now. Literally nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everybody ready for that? Grant, how you doing, buddy? You all right over there?
Hi, Grant.
Glad you made it.
Yeah, been better. Bit stuck with a cold, but yeah, I'll be around for a little bit.
All right, well, that works. Well, you stick around for as long as you want. And while we're waiting, we're going to listen to this beautiful, wonderful intro that Mr. Grant Gregory worked us up for you. So there you go, boys and girls. Here we go. When Who Was Good.
In the heart of the cosmos, where time and space collide, the Doctor and his TARDIS forever to glide. From the streets of London to the far edges of space, with Rose, Martha and Donna, through time they chase. Daleks and their fury, Cybermen, steel and cold, the mysteries of Bad Wolf, stories untold. To the planet of New Earth and the fires of Pompeii, through the shadows of the vast, and they're right as they find their way. Back when who was good, those were the days. Adventures through time and wondrous haze. The Doctor and his companions, a tale so grand. In the show where the universe was at their command, Jesse, the common nerd with a vision so bright, guiding through the episodes into the night. The maiden Sunker with insights to unveil, and Mr. Grant Gregory with love to regain. Back when who was good, those were the days. Adventures through time and wondrous haze. The Doctor and his companions, a tale so grand. In the show, it's events was at their command. From the battle of Canary Wharf to the end of time, where heroes and legends in their prime. The Sakurax invasion and the last Dalek stand, with the Doctor at Guardians undone. Back when who was good, those were the days. Adventures through time and wondrous haze. The Doctor and his companions, a tale so grand. In the show, it's events was at their command. From the battle of Canary Wharf to the end of time, where heroes and legends in their prime.
So, all of time and space, everything that ever happened or ever will, where do you want to start?
How's How's everybody doing tonight? It's Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things straight through a common sense lens. And welcome to another edition of When Who Was Good. Ladies and gentlemen, with our dear, sweet Sunker Maiden and our wonderful Mr. Grant Gregory and all of you fine, fabulous folks out there in the chat. Yes, boys and girls, it's Sunday night and it's our palate cleanser. After all the disastrous dumpster fire stuff that's going on out there in the news, we remember the good times. We remember before the dark times, before Chibnall, before Russell T. Davies. Again, weird. It's weird, but that's where we are. But boys and girls, I've got my shirt on tonight. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fabulous. We're not to this episode yet, but hopefully I can have this washed before that episode happens, because otherwise it might smell next time. But fortunately enough, we don't have smell-o-vision yet, so you guys will be fine. You guys aren't going to care anyway. So it'll be great. It'll be fabulous. It'll be wonderful. So we're going to say hi to all you beautiful, fabulous folks out there in the chat, because tonight we have got Amy's Choice to start things off with tonight. And depending on dear sweet Sunker's Maiden's bedtime, we might end up going a little bit longer tonight than what we have been the last couple of weeks. Because boys and girls, if you hadn't heard, and for some reason you don't live in the United States, first off, what the hell is wrong with you? Get the hell out of that shithole country you're living in. Come help me shore up my shithole country. But this
Why do I
weekend,
feel like that's directed at me?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Grant Gregory. The Labor Day weekend is here, boys and girls. So I'm pretty sure most of us don't have to get up too terribly early tomorrow, although some of us are already up early on a Monday. So that's not our problem, though. That's what they get for living on the other side of the planet. So we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to have a good time. I just ate a gummy. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the rest of the evening goes. But
you don't say.
I literally just said it hasn't had time to kick in yet. Have you watched my morning show? This is how I am when I first wake up. Oh, my God. But speaking of things that go make everybody go, oh, my God. Sunker Maiden, how are you, my dear?
Oh, my God. Hello. I just got off of Riffs and I had to go scarf down dinner. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty pumped.
Wow.
Sorry.
Cool. Great. Thanks for that wonderful insight. Mr. Grant Gregory, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, yeah, getting there. Looking forward to some choices between what's real and what's not real in the next episode.
Yeah.
So should be good.
Oh,
That's
is
good.
Amy's Choice the oh that could be that one.
I'll save my
Is it like
thoughts.
the cruise line?
No.
No.
Okay,
No.
that would have been a clever title for that one.
Yeah. No, I'll save my thoughts until the end. I'll save my thoughts until the end of the episode, because I have thoughts on this episode. But yeah, that'll be fun. So as a friendly reminder, boys and girls, before we get started, before we say hi to all of you fabulous folks out there in the chat, if you are watching us over on YouTube, please follow the link that my mods are dropping out there in the chat. Join us over on Rumble, because boys and girls, this is a watch along and review. You actually get to watch the episodes along with us. And all we are doing a review. We do pause it. We do talk about it. We obviously do a full recap at the end of all the episodes and then at the end of the night as well. But because of YouTube's bots and all that kind of fun stuff with the algorithm and how all that works, and because we're not on the approved list, we will get in trouble over there doing all that kind of stuff. So come join us on the free speech alternative to YouTube, Rumble, where they understand fair use and how all that stuff works, and they don't have a bunch of stupid bots running around just trying to hit people for the sake of hitting them. So come join us over there. But before we do all of that and shut down our dear sweet YouTube, hey, there's Mr. Grant Gregory. Hey, there we are. Oi, AI. Oh, it's an oi. Never mind, that isn't oi.
Oi.
This eccentric with bees in the chat. Bees, not the bees. Griffin, no bees around here. I'll tell you that much, boys and girls. Greetings and salutations. Here on time for once, although I might not be able to stay. Well, that's fine, Griffin. You stay as long as you can, my friend. We were having great conversations out there in the chat. Check out those new emojis we've got that are, of course, our dear sweet Doctor Who specific. We've got a couple for Sunker there as well, so check those out. This eccentric, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Good. Yes, we were having lots of great conversations while I was waiting on Sunker to finally show up. Shadow Warden 99 says, looks like Sunker's tea will become part of the San Francisco Tea Party floating in the bay. Here. That's what she gets for being late. Madhouse Retro, what's going on, my friend? What's going on? So glad you made it in as well. Another one of our fine channel subscribers over on Rumble, as well as Shadow Warden as well. Always good to see you. That this eccentric, what's going on to you, buddy? This eccentric, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Oh shit, half the crates are already in the bay. Good job, Shadow Warden. Keep up the
Shadow
good
Warden, no.
Good work. Good work. Grim, otherwise known as Anvac, back when he was good. Yeah, cat jam in the pug dance. Hell yeah, throw those emojis in the chat.
And if
Love
you
it.
don't know, Grim joined me in the Rifts game.
Ooh.
He's a main player.
Ooh, giggity. Oh, dear God.
You don't be mean. Shut up.
I'm just going to say I've streamed with Anvac, okay? I love you guys. Oh, Madhouse. I'm sorry you're having a rough pain day, buddy. Sorry you're having a rough pain day, buddy. Well, hopefully we can get you hopefully we can get you giggling and get you laughing tonight and have a good time. Common Nerds hats. Hats are the male version of makeup. Apparently so. So somebody else can show up, with all their stuff sideways. Well, holy God forbid I leave my hat off for 5 seconds in the background. It's like a fucking nuclear winter is about to happen or some shit. Oh, Flatty says fire.
You've learned your lesson.
Clearly.
You without your hat is like Clark Kent without his glasses. Like, you're not Superman without that hat, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, you take the hat off and the glasses, it is a completely different person.
Yeah.
That is actually kind of true. That is actually kind of true. You know what's funny about that is I always used to make the joke in my head. Nobody cared about me until I put the hat on, and it's fucking true in this case. Jesus,
it's iconic, but also he actually during Vegas he would walk around with the hat and the glasses.
I fucking was. Bet your ass I was. Oh, bet your ass I was. Oh, what's up, man? Democracy Manifest. And then also, it was sunny in Vegas. Okay, we were literally there in April. All right, it was sunny and hot. Yeah, I had my sunglasses on the entire time. And inside shorts. Yeah, you wish. Ain't nobody paid me enough for that one. I do have rent due today, though, boys and girls. I mean, I am just your dancing clown. I don't think anybody actually wants to pay for that, but
I have
I'll do what I have to make rent.
I have an entire giant bottle of wine. I will guzzle down so he can pay for his rent.
Damn, everybody heard that. And by the way, that's the case. I've only got $10 left on me right now in cash. So if anybody wants to do a direct donation of like $40, I'll order beer and Sunker and I can chug together to make, I don't know, for room for dinner. I don't know. Well, I promise I ate a really big fat meal, and Sunker just said the same thing. She ate before we got here too. And if we have to, we'll save it till we'll save the wine chugging until the last episode or something like that. I'm just putting it out.
Yeah, I won't partake in that. I'm on the wagon, so.
Well, you are on the wagon, and it's also like 10 o'clock in the morning where you are too. So
that's why I'm on the wagon now.
Yeah, because you hang out with too many of us that do all this stuff at night. Yeah. No, it's not. I'm glad you're not. That's not a good thing. No,
I know.
I've been there where I was drinking at 10, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be in your life. It's really not. You did offer to run an RPG if people were willing, but you weren't willing to run 40K because you have this horrible thing against 40K. Griffin has a lot of experience too. If you guys want somebody to, only problem is Griffin can't get back into Discord because he's got a ban. So we'd have to find a different way to get him. He can, but if they find out that he used a new account to bypass it, they'll ban him again, and supposedly they'll ban anybody who knew. How the fuck they're going to prove any of us knew? I have no idea. But either way, as long as he stays in just our Discord, it probably is not going to cause any problems. But anyway, I understand where he's coming from on that, and I appreciate the consideration for everybody
else. What if I made a Discord and he made a Discord account and he used it, and I shared it with him?
I don't know. I say both y'all just make a damn Twitter account. Yes, yeah, there we go. Jim Bone, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Madhouse is losing his mind. It's okay, brother. So all of us. Classic Who for breaking down their episodes in multiple episodes. Who the fuck does that? Episode 1 has 4 20-minute episodes. What the fuck? Hey, if you need any help, talk to Grant.
That was great. That was proper stories. You had a proper introduction. You allowed things to breathe. Characters could act. There was no one that said, you know what, I think that was a bit rushed.
He's not complaining about that aspect. He's complaining about the numbering system because it makes him so much harder to find when he's trying to find them online. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just Madhouse, get with Grant on Twitter. I'm just gonna pass the buck on that one. He can probably tell you exactly how to do all of that.
I can almost assume it's a lot like how if you have a franchise that has novels attached to it, like Star Wars or Star Trek, where there's like so many different franchises and you're trying to number where each and everything is. Stargate. Well, I don't know if they have a book series, do they?
Of course they do.
I'm sure they've got books.
Well, I know Babylon 5 has a book series, but I don't know how prevalent it is compared to the other ones.
No, I don't know. I mean, pretty much every sci-fi television show out there had a book series to go along with it because we're fucking nerds and we like to read shit too. Contrary to their popular belief, they think we're just drooling idiots that like to sit in front of a screen with flashy things on it. Nah, sorry, fuckers. We're smarter
sometimes
than
we
you.
do it
We always
without the
have been.
flashy things. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Sometimes we like to watch boobs.
That's dude. I've been watching Bastard. It's an anime that came from like Warner Brothers Japan and like some other groups. And dude, it is like it's like so metal. Like the main guy's name is Dark Snyder, i.e. D Snyder.
What?
Yeah, I swear the dragon is what was one of the
He always moves in slow motion.
dude, and it's freaking great. Like he's always like trying to grope up the chicks and stuff because before his last reincarnation, he was like this evil. Oh, he was an evil bastard, and like he just like he had like sex with just like he ruled the world just so he could build a harem. You know, he had his like harem along with it too, and it pissed off like his main squeeze chick, and like he was just an absolute rotten bastard. And so like now he comes back in his own form, in this new form, and he tries to be a pervert again, but he can't. He just his like something inside of him just won't allow him to like be the bastard that he was before.
You can
like
go over and fuck that chicks. Like no,
no, it's like he'll nibble on one of their ears, and they're all like, "Oh, take me," and he's just like, "Fuck, I just can't," I just can't because of this other chick. Now I can't. It's like he's all mad at himself. It's great.
Damn my loyalty.
Dude, it's just big tits everywhere and like hardcore like magic battles and like there's a dragon named Lars. Lars is the dragon. And one of the big powerful spells is called Megadeth.
No, you're joking.
You're joking. I've seen it cast twice in the series now, and I wasn't sure the first time, but then they started talking about it, I was like, oh, it is the Megadeth spell.
Is it tongue in cheek or is it just absolutely serious?
It's played dead serious. Although there are a couple of moments where they like kind of break the fourth wall, like when a homeboy's fixing to go, like he's fixing to, because like a bunch of these girls are virgins because that was always his thing when he was a bastard before. Like he had a thing for virgins, and like so he's meeting all these girls that are. And it's so funny because like like he's in there, so he bites this chick ear, and it looks like he's gonna go all the way, and like the scene's starting to go kind of hot and bothered, and the dragon goes, "What are you doing? This is a shonen manga. We can't do this." And so it cuts the scene off. And then later you find out he didn't even do her, So it's like, like they'll occasionally do stuff like that, but it's not like over the top. It's not like where he's like talking to the audience or anything like that. It's just like they'll have like little self-aware moments. It's like he's like, I'm the main protagonist. I'm beautiful. I'm a hero. I can't lose. That's not how these stories go, And so it's fucking great.
That's part of anime and just kind of some of the storytelling elements of anime. It's just they go over they pull that shit. It's very Monty Python-esque in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole, okay, here's your obligatory bathhouse scene because this is an anime or this is a manga, right? It's the same kind of thing.
Where are there? This old traditional bathhouse.
That's right. Every anime's got one. Peter Venkman's fan site. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Long time no see. Always good to see you. That's a friend of mine. That's a good friend of the Culture Casinos chat, CC's chat. Good dude. Devastator 5319. What's up, buddy? Love you, Stro. What's going on, man? No, don't you stay in your country and fix it up real nice with the American money we give you.
Wow.
The guide is called the Script Kiddie's Guide to Becoming a Network Ninja. Nice. I have no idea what that means, but Darkest, but I like your profile picture. That's awesome. The shit episode.
Oh, is this the shit episode?
I don't know. Autistic obsessions of philosophy, history. I was out arguing with them at age 11 if they give it good half the
that like when they whack you for that. No, those are bad parents when they whack you for that.
Pussy. Lavistra says I'm not putting on a dragon furry suit for con. Pussy. I've seen live streams with Jesse the Common Nerd. They recognize him with the bowler hat and dark shades, but not without. Yeah, it's actually true. It's actually true. People working at Discord could find out if they wanted, probably. There we go. Making sure your average patriot nerd. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Hopefully you're done driving for the day. You should be by now. There you go. All right, just want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
I have to get into One Piece. It's just the art style that's unappealing to me.
Right. And it's one of them things. Good. Yeah, feel fun. That's one of the other things too, is it's one of those like, I'm curious. I'll be really curious to see how the Netflix one goes. Because it's gonna be it's supposed to be a little bit. I don't know if you've seen any of the concept art styles that they've drawn up for it already. It's a little classier. It's not quite as cartoon, like child cartoonish, like what the current one is, which the current one was meant for kids. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the thing behind it too. And this newer one's supposed to be a little bit more in line with like what the live action series is, where they pull in some of the darker moments. It's not, Homeboy just, no, Homeboy cut his freaking leg off so he could eat it and survive. He didn't have to cut it off because he got trapped under the water. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with all that. So you might end up liking that more, but it's going to be a couple of years before you see that. And there's I haven't got caught up yet, but I hear there's a lot of great things going on the current arc right now.
I want to hope that they don't fuck it up, because it's usually season 2 where they get things weird. But I'm gonna guess the creatives that own the property are actually gonna crack the whip, because they already did that for season 1.
No, well, and the other thing too is I don't mean this to sound cultish, but it really is. The people that work on this show and the ones that are, especially the ones that are working on the anime, like treat Oda's manga like it's a Bible.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they spent, like, one of the guys spent literal weeks, like a month and a half of his life just looking at Oda's work and drawing it over and over and over again to make sure that he could get Oda's style down perfectly before he tried doing anything with it to make it his own. Because Oda told them to make it their own. But he's like, if I'm going to do this, I have to make sure that I can perfectly copy Oda first, and then we can play with it a little bit. But it has to be Oda's first, and then it can be whatever else we're going to do with it.
That's actually what you have to do with art. Is even though you want to develop a specific art style, you have to understand the basics of that art style first before you can even begin to replicate what that art style is.
And this is kind of the point too, also, because the current one gets better as it goes as the animators get better. And that's the other thing too, is Oda says that even as well. He's like, I'm kind of ashamed of the art I did in the beginning. He's like, because what I do now is so much better. And the guy's been at it for like 20 years. So if you haven't got better by then, there's something wrong with it. So that's kind of his thing, is the original anime is based on his original art. You know what I mean? So it's like, it looked just like that. And it does get, like, I'm at like almost episode 800 or something like that. And the art style does drastically improve as it goes.
Oh, you're almost up to season 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no shit.
Again, that's the other thing. It's just like, there's so much in there.
There is. It's a lot.
That's a year's devotion to go over and catch up on everything.
Well, I go in spurts. Like, I'll go a week and watch like a bunch of it, and then like I haven't like sat down and like seriously watched any of it in probably like a month and a half, just because you get a little burnout, because some of the fights just it's like DBZ. Some of the fights just drag on forever, and part of that was they were waiting for the manga to catch up.
Oh, that's fair.
They got ahead of the manga a few times, and that was part of the problem too.
So they instead of making up new shit, they went over and just made the fight scenes a little bit longer.
Yeah,
that's perfect. I don't care. That's exactly what you need to do.
But, yeah, there is some filler episodes too, but yeah, there's also a lot of other stuff too.
Here's the thing: they didn't pull a Full Metal Alchemist, where they passed the manga and then they started making up Dante and that bullshit. It's like, what the fuck is this garbage?
Well, fortunately enough for me, I've only ever seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because I found it afterwards. Everybody's like, no, watch Brotherhood. Do not watch the other one. Watch Brotherhood.
Okay, I was going to say Brotherhood is the best of the bad.
I would say watch the first couple seasons of Full Metal Alchemist, because they do everything much slower. Brotherhood is just like, we want you to get the main core parts of what this manga wanted to do, and we have to skip some stuff so we can get to the other stuff that just got bastardized and ruined. Because there's a reason why Alphonse, even though what happened with Alphonse and the Snake Lady, that was horrific what fucking happened. He built up a relationship with her. They were kind of buds, because she would keep doing that. She'd keep jumping in his armor all the time, and it would almost freak him out, but eventually it became like a way of him keeping her safe. And then to have that happen to her was much more dire.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a little tease of the beginning of the episode. Just a tip, just a little bit, just to see how it feels. And trust me, it's going to feel nice. It's going to feel nice.
I feel lactose intolerant.
That's not, whoa, wait a minute. There we go. That's not what I heard last time.
Real quick, Grim. Yes, the real quick, Grim. Yes, the anime version does have 2 different versions. Oh,
yes.
I'm also stupid and slow.
Oh, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. Helsing.
That's the worst combination.
All right, boys and girls, today is Amy's choice.
So this is the bad one. Oh, how can you be mad at the countryside like that? And that's it. That's it. That's all you can see.
Yeah, that's probably all you get. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, YouTube, we are out of here, boys and girls. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure, but please join us over here on Rumble, the free speech alternative to YouTube, where they understand what fair use actually is. So until then.